Hello and welcome to round one of the British Extreme Enduro Championship. For the fourth year running, Parkwood Off-Road Centre at Tong, Bradford has been the host venue of round one of the British Extreme Enduro Championship, better known as Eddy's Xtreme.
This year's event is going to have the following format. 2 half-hour qualifying sessions followed by 2 races. Race 1 will be a 2-hour session consisting of the veterans, sportsmen and youth classes. And race 2 will be 2.5 hours for the pro class, experts and clubmen.
It's without doubt that the 2 hardest sections of this course are going to be the waterfall and the rock garden. With its muddy slopes, rocks, stream sections and a whole lot more, Tong is certainly the ideal place to hold an extreme enduro event. Earlier we spoke to the race organiser and clerk of the course, 4-time world champion Mr Paul Edmondson, better known as Fast Eddy. Alright, hiya Paul, good to see you. 4th year at Eddy's Extreme at Tong. How's the course building been going?
Yeah, fourth year, it seems to be flying by. Course has gone really good this year. We've done a lot of alterations, and obviously I've reversed the course from previous years. But I have been up here a lot, you know, kind of hour after hour, just planning the track and going over it again and again. So hopefully I'll have cracked it.
See, the weather's a bit kinder this year. I mean, this year we were up to 8 inches of snow, weren't we?
Yeah, you can say that again. Yeah, the weather's you know, a lot kinder. So you know, I'm hoping that that'll play a big part in the event and the spectators as well.
In terms of the course, the set out, what's different this year as opposed to last year? You know, like 1 or 2 things, or is there quite a lot of stuff?
Yeah, I think we've changed, as I say, we've changed the course by putting it in reverse. I've tried to keep a lot of the sections similar, or obviously reverse them, and obviously added some new sections as well. So yeah. I think as a whole, it is a lot different.
The waterfall section.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's going to be a chicken run for that as well, isn't there? For the riders who don't want to tackle the waterfall.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
How long's the chicken run in terms of, you know, time-wise?
I think the chicken runs are a lot longer. But the main thing is actually quite hard.
Yeah.
So you know, for the guys that are umming and ahhing about whether to go up the waterfall or go around, I think the safest option is actually to go up the waterfall. But again, you know, it's going to be marshalled and stuff, and as you well know, 2 or 3 riders stuck on there. Right. And you're going to have to go around. So again, I think that'll play into the race, and I think a lot of the top riders have actually underestimated that kind of situation. You know, they've walked the course. Some have said, "Oh, it's a little bit easy," and you know, I beg to differ. So I think 2.5 hours around there with traffic, you know, with mud, you know, with a lot of roots and stuff like that getting exposed and holes coming, it'll be interesting.
Good, good. And what's the number of riders for this event this year?
We've got 180. We got
That's
100. Yeah, it's a great number. 100 in the morning and 80 in the afternoon. So.
Right. Well, I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic weekend, and wish you best for the event tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be there at the finish to try and catch up with you if possible, and have a quick chat with you then.
Yeah. Well, like I say, thanks a lot for covering the event, and it should be a corker.
That's brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
As dawn breaks at 7 AM, riders and fans start to arrive. Before anyone can race, all riders must sign on at race control and then take their bike for a safety check, better known as scrutineering. There should be just enough time to carry out any last minute maintenance or change the odd tyre before the qualifying session starts.
Okay, as you guys are lined up now, you'll be placed in order of your qualifying position. Okay, so the fastest rider will be at the front, and then to the slowest at the back. Warm your engines, guys.
One man who is no stranger to hare and hound cross-country enduro events is Alex Owen in the veterans class, who has recently taken the Extreme Enduro challenge. Having failed to qualify at Erzberg in 2013, we asked him what his plans were for the coming year.
Alex, good to see you, mate. How's things?
Yeah, not too bad. I've been training for the last 2 weeks. Maybe burnt myself out of it, but ready to go.
You're ready for it tomorrow morning?
I am, yeah.
Good. Let's just look at last year, 2013. You know, most people know that you went to Erzberg and you didn't qualify. No. And obviously you came back from there a little bit downhearted.
Yeah.
But things picked up a little bit, didn't they? You got a first at the Skegness Beach race.
Yeah, first.
A runner-up at the Western, and also a runner-up at the Tough One's Little Brother.
Yeah.
What's going to be in store for you for 2014?
I'm just going to do all the beach racing.
Yeah.
I do well with the sand. Unfortunately, there's no sand here, so we'll see what happens.
Erzberg,
we went bit of bad luck there, but we're more knowledgeed up this year.
And you're going back?
We're going to go back, yeah. Give it one more go and see what happens.
Right. Tomorrow's race here, Tong.
Yeah.
How are you feeling generally?
Yeah, I've walked around twice. Sticky and muddy, that's how I like it. I have to say, there's a lot of luck involved here.
I know you come from a motocross background.
Yeah.
And you know, the trial skills do help at places like Tong, don't they?
Don't like trials. I'm no good at trials whatsoever. So
you're just going to give it a go and see how things pan out.
I've looked in the programme. There's a lot of good vet riders from all over the country, so it'll be a battle for us as well, I think.
Yeah, well, wish you luck anyway, and hopefully we'll try and catch up with you after the race.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Well done.
At the second qualifying session, all eyes are on the pro class riders. Missing from this year's race is Johnny Walker, who is recovering after a surgery and a recent injury. That leaves us with several times World Enduro rider David Knight, the current #1 World Extreme rider Graham Jarvis, Junior World Enduro rider Danny McCanney, and 2 top 10 world extreme riders, Ben Hemingway and Paul Bolton, being the main men in the pro class category. After the qualifying session, I had a quick chat with Graham Jarvis.
Right, we're just with Graham Jarvis. Hiya Graham, nice to see you.
Yeah, all right, Robbo.
But before we start talking about today's race, let's just reflect a little bit on 2013. You're at the top of your game now. You know, you win Erzberg, Romaniacs, a joint win at Sea to Sky, Roof of Africa, an absolute fantastic year for you last year. How do you feel after that?
Well, yeah, last 2 years have been really good. I've won like every event at least once. But there's younger riders coming in, and we've obviously got Knight as well come to extreme events. So it's going to be an interesting year, and looking forward to it. It's a new challenge to just try and win everything again. It gets harder and harder. The events are getting harder, and Knight is going to be trying hard. But it's going to be an exciting year.
Yeah, I know David Knight's going full extreme this year, isn't he? From what we can gather.
But it's good for the sport. He's like giving up World Championship to come to Extreme, so it shows how big extreme events are. They're getting huge coverage, and it's everyone's following now.
This year you're on the Husqvarna. Obviously moving from Husselberg. 4-stroke for this event. Yeah, what's made you go for the 4-stroke?
It's been good to have a change, to keep it fresh and something new. I just enjoy riding the 4-stroke, and the Husqvarna is really good. Not massive difference to what I was riding, but the linkage is the main difference, and that's working well. And the 4-stroke's perfect for somewhere like here around Tong, where it's muddy and rutted. It should work well. Yeah.
Do you think you'll be using the 2-stroke as an option as well later on, or for a different
I'll
event?
switch back to the 2-stroke definitely for Erzberg definitely, and then probably most of the foreign events.
Okay. You've just come in from your qualifying session this morning. How did it go?
Well, the qualifying lap's quite fast. They've cut most of the hard bits out, so it's always going to be tough for me, but I think I've got second, so not too far off the pace, and everything's feeling good. So, and a couple of little offs, but it's quite icy. That's the worst thing. You know, doesn't mean everything in the qualifying. It's got 2.5 hour race, so that's where it's going to happen.
Yeah, good. Well, I wish you best luck today. I hope you win.
Cheers.
So, Team Ensel's behind you, so we'll try and catch up with you.
Thank you very much. Catch you later.
Take care. Thanks.
Radcliffe in the Clubman. Full power. What?